Radio, so today we're doing some more laundry. As you can see, we have a Maytag washer. Here we go. It's the drum.
Right, okay. So up 50%.
Also pay for it. Let's see a bit. Radio, so the wash is now started.
And mechanism to speak out, to complain about mistreatment. So, look, it's not going to fix all the problems, but I think it's one tool or one piece of regulation that might really help particularly suppliers get a better deal out of Bunnings.
And just finally, I guess, in your investigation here, did you approach Bunnings for a reaction or response?
Yeah, we did. We engaged with them probably 8 weeks ago, maybe even longer, and they made it very clear, really, pretty much from the start, that they didn't want to sit down and do an interview, and that they just give us sort of written questions. And
so yeah, I'll see you guys a bit.
Typical of them.
Does the first rinse.
To keep a very low profile.
So yeah, see you guys a bit. Radio, so it's now rinsing. It's agitating.
To get closer to the truth. Lucy Worsley investigates. Sunday on ABC IQ and ABC Entertainment.
Today, a new look Labour cabinet. The Prime Minister prepares to
I'll see you in a
unveil
bit.
his reshuffled ministry. As the National
Radio, so the final rinse is now happening.
Labour preferences.
Let's move to the seat of Kooyong. We know that there was a fierce battle there, but that's now been called.
Yeah, it looks like Nick Ryan is far enough ahead to the media had a Liberal candidate about 58% of the outstanding votes, and there just aren't enough of them to turn it around. And the trend, most of them are now absence of pre-poll declarations, and they've not been breaking in any way strong enough for the Liberal Party to turn that result around.
Okay. In Sydney, one that you and I have spoken about often has been Bradfield. That's been neck and neck with results coming in from the post switching the leads, but now you're confident to call it?
Yeah, they're just not
To remember. But it's a great analysis and in catch up of where we're at, and the overwhelming, I guess, idea is that, that Labour landslide is not, we just remember.
She's in the northern edge of Greater Brisbane. It remains, it does. Terry Young was a Labour member. It remains in Young because the way we counted declaration votes, there are some declaration votes absence. They come from other districts. It tends to be counted in batches. So one batch may favour the Labour Party, one may favour the Liberal Party at this stage. That would suit us.
Anthony
the drum, non-moving rear end. Of course, load it up.
That type of driving not on a replacement medication that over the years we heard especially discharged from that place where he was receiving treatment, and because he was moving to Brisbane, where we heard he went from having monthly engagements with the nurse and the psychiatrist to having no engagement whatsoever with the mental health system.
So Ethan, was it due to that move interstate that Couchy stopped seeing a psychiatrist? What did you hear today about that?
That's right, we heard actually before he had been discharged from the place where he was receiving.
So yeah, we'll pay for it. Here you go. This one isn't working, so I had to use this one right here.
Delhi calls terrorist infrastructure inside Pakistan. Officials say they've destroyed 9 terror hubs and killed around 100 terrorists. They also say they've downed Pakistani jets, but refuse to comment on Pakistan's claims it's destroyed 5 within.
So yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit.
Pakistan has
It's finished.
Security as well as
Radio, so we have 1 minute now.
Mark Butler as Minister for Health and Ageing, Disability and the NDIS. Chris Bowen, Minister for Climate Change and Energy. Catherine King, Minister for Infrastructure, Transport, Regional Development and Local Government. Amanda Rishworth will be the Minister for Employment and Workplace Relations. Jason Clare, Minister for Education. Michelle Rowland will be the new Attorney General. Tanya Plibersek, Minister for Social Services. Julie Collins, Minister for Agriculture, Fisheries and Forestry. Claire O'Neill, Minister for Housing, Homelessness as well as Minister for Cities. Madeleine King, Minister for Resources in Northern Australia. Murray Watt, Minister for Environment and Water. Malandiri McCarthy, Minister for Indigenous Australians. Annika Wells, Minister for Communications and Minister for Sport.
And finished.
Pat Conroy, Minister for Defence Industry and Minister for Pacific Island Affairs. Anne Ali comes into the Cabinet as Minister for Small Business, as also she will be the Minister for International Development and Multicultural
Pretty good job, actually.
Affairs. Tim Andrews,
Sorry about that. Got a bit of a dry throat.
Minister for Industry and Innovation and Minister for
Yep, just make sure there's nothing else in here.
in the outer
Here we
ministry,
go.
Matt Keogh will continue as Minister for Veterans Affairs and Defence Personnel.
Of course.
Christy
We will
McBain, Minister
check the
for
filter.
Regional Development, Local
Just a
Government
little
and
bit dirty.
Territories. And in addition, she will be the Minister for Emergency Management.
I'll clean that out
Andrew
right now.
Giles, Minister for Skills and Training. Jenny McAllister will be the Minister for the National Disability Insurance Scheme. Dan Molino enters the ministry as the Assistant Treasurer and Financial Services. Jess Walsh, Minister for Early Childhood Education and Youth. Sam Ray, Minister for Aged Care and Seniors. In Assistant Ministers, Patrick Gorman will continue as my Assistant Minister to the Prime Minister. Also,
So yeah, I hope you
Assistant
enjoyed,
Minister
and I'll see you in the next
for
episode.
Public Service, Employment and Workplace
Bye.
Relations.